Ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, dear Andris, I would like to thank you for the warm welcome and as always very fruitful and open exchange we have just had. Being here together is a clear proof of our solid friendship built on trust and reliability. As the Chancellor and I both keep saying, your security, the security of the Baltic states is our security. And today I had the chance to witness how professional and enthusiastic our airmen work together with you folks here in Latvia. Let me say it clearly once more, our cooperation is strong. Germany will remain committed to air policing in the Baltics. As an expression of our excellent cooperation and relationship and growing security cooperation, a German defense attaché will again be fully established in Riga from September onwards. Thank you for sending personnel to the regional maritime headquarters in Rostock from October onwards. It's an important contribution to Commander Task Force Baltic. This underlines will of all Baltic states to take responsibility for the secure Baltic Sea. Our cooperation and joint participation in exercises is already well established and it's successful. We currently see this in the Quadriga exercise. And I thank you, Andris, for your active participation in our 3+3 format. Within this format, the Baltic states, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Germany are jointly securing the eastern flank. We are sending a clear and strong signal towards Russia. Together we are strong. Russia's brutal attack on Ukraine shows two things. We must speed up our efforts to deter Russia and to defend our NATO territory. It is essential to continue supporting Ukraine at the same time. And Germany's position is clear. We will support Ukraine as long as it takes. Germany provides support only in this year in a worth of more than 7 billion euros, and this money is already bounded in contracts. We will deliver a wide range of equipment, weapons, training and ammunition. And we highly appreciate Latvia's leadership and capability coalition drones, which is really crucial, not only for Ukraine, but also for our own future. We stand ready to co-lead this most important capability coalition. Thank you for your leadership at this point. We are strongly supporting, at the same time, Ukraine to bolster the air defense capacities. So, dear, everything is on a good path between the two of us and our countries, and I think we will meet again next time in Brussels, and of course, then again in Washington for the summit. Thank you once more. It's your floor.
Dear Boris, dear Minister, distinguished media representatives, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure today host and welcome my colleague Boris, you here in Latvia, also of course in Lielvārde. Lielvārde develops, Lielvārde is hosting the German-led air policing, NATO air policing mission. Of course, we highly appreciate it. We, Latvia, highly appreciate Germany's leadership in unifying NATO, in strengthening the eastern flank defense and deterrence capabilities, in supporting and supplying Ukraine with all necessary weaponry and support. We live in difficult times, and in these critical times, it's extremely crucial that we are united within NATO, that we are all together defending and providing deterrence capabilities here in the eastern flank, that of course we are supporting Ukraine. And Germany's led air policing mission here in Latvia is a manifestation of it. But we have a number of excellent partnership examples, be it in military industry, be it in, again, providing all capabilities here in the region, again, taking a leadership role in supporting Ukraine as well. Latvia takes very seriously those tasks of unifying NATO. They're contributing also militarily in terms of the political and financial investment. This year, Latvia will be already reaching 3% of our GDP for defense spending, for defense expenditure. We realize how important it is to fulfill responsibly the host nation status. They're building all necessary infrastructure for us to host all the NATO troops here in Latvia. We have Canadian-led battle group, which is moving to brigade size. We have also now NATO air policing, German-led. We are looking forward that we, of course, continue our partnership in different ways. And once more, as you also mentioned, also strengthening our military industrial capacity in Europe, among NATO members, and also here in the region. And support for Ukraine is absolutely a must. Ukraine is fighting for its freedom, but it's fighting for rules-based international order. Consequences of that fight is absolutely immense. We have just signed also the security commitment agreement with Ukraine. 0.25% of our GDP goes militarily supporting Ukraine, which means almost 10% of our military spending is going to Ukraine. We are co-leading the drone coalition. Absolutely, drone coalition is crucial, instrumental in supporting Ukraine, but at the same time developing our own industrial base and strengthening our armed forces, moving technologically forward. And here the German partnership, German contribution is absolutely also highly appreciated and is instrumental that we are very successful in drone coalition also in the future. So that's why this is one example of excellent partnership, excellent friendship on a personal level, between our two nations, but also within NATO. So that's why once more, welcome to Latvia, welcome to Lielvārde, and we are looking forward how to expand and strengthen our already excellent partnership and friendship within NATO alliance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Boris.
Thank you, dear journalists. Ministers will now take your questions. Richard? Please, before asking your questions, please state your name, the media you're representing.
Richards from Latvian radio. A question to the Minister of Germany. In an interview with the Reuters agency, Ukrainian presidency, President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed wish that the Western partners would be more directly involved in the war in Ukraine. Namely, he suggests that NATO forces in the countries bordering Ukraine could intercept Russian missiles flying over the Ukraine. How would you respond to such a proposal by Zelensky, and would NATO countries be ready even to consider this? Thank you.
Well, it's a quite delicate request. I would consider that at least. We don't really approach to that, I would rather say, because it would be kind of a direct participation in the war, and therefore I would rather say let's discuss it, but it's not the moment, and it's not the space for us to consider it seriously, at least not for Germany, and I know it is not for other countries either.
Ines Trāsdiņa, Latvian television. If I may, a question to both ministers. I would like to know your opinion regarding Ukraine, as situation in northeast Kharkiv region is getting more and more difficult, and there are messages from Ukrainian government that it might be decisive moment in war situation. How do you see how decisive it is, Western support at the moment, for Ukraine to win or lose this war? And if I may, question to Mr. Pistorius regarding air defense initiative, how far is it at the moment, and when Ukraine will see it in its full capacity? Thank you.
It's a very, very nice question, especially the second one, because we launched our initiative because we, of course, realize that there is not enough support when it comes to air defense for Ukraine. Germany provided 25% of our Patriot capacities to Ukraine, more than any other country in the world. Therefore, we started that initiative to make possible and to ask other countries to do more on themselves. Up to now, we got a lot of offers for more money and for missiles, but not yet for launching systems, which Ukraine needs the most. And then it comes to the first question you just asked. Zelensky, I think there's nobody else who is. Here's no one else who could be more competent to give a judgment about the situation in Ukraine. And what he says at the same time was only 2 more Patriot systems would be very, very helpful and crucial to protect Kharkiv. And I think all our partners who can provide Patriot systems or similar systems should do that as soon as possible, because this is really crucial for the further development of that war, and especially for the morale and for the security and for the infrastructure of the country.
Yes, every day is decisive in this war from the very beginning. And last year, perhaps there was quite a lot of optimism that things are going in a positive direction. This year, perhaps sometimes there is a little bit too much of over pessimism. But of course, it also comes out of the challenging situation. But as I said, it is decisive. What decides these decisive days and trajectories and destiny of the war is, of course, a political will. It's a societal will of society to fight for its freedom. It's also, of course, military capability, both in terms of Ukrainian army, but also, of course, very instrumental is support and supplies by the Western partners. If we look at the political will, political leadership, it's there. If we see, and myself attending, also being in Ukraine, I see determination by Ukrainian nation to fight for its freedom and liberate its territories and win this war. And of course, also we see the determination by the partners in Rammstein format within NATO to support Ukraine as long as it takes. Germany, Latvia is taking leadership role in this regard and all the time encouraging, advocating. Let's not underestimate ourselves. We have a lot of capacity. Yes, we need some adjustment also in terms of military industry, but we certainly can help Ukraine to win this war. Every day is decisive. Some days are more difficult. Some days are more optimistic, but we are also assured with the support which will be as long as it takes, Ukraine will win this war.
Hello, Emilia Gaspariana, Rusal. My question is for the Defense Minister of Germany. You have mentioned some time ago that Russia might attack NATO and Europe in 5 to 8 years, and basically that NATO and Europe should be preparing for the war with Russia. The first part of the question is, have your opinion shifted on that or not? And on that note, what more could Baltic states and Europe do to be more prepared for this?
I think all of us are doing whatever is possible to be more and better prepared for that situation of a real threat, which might be a reality or not. I don't know that, of course. Between 5 and 8 years, some people say 10 years, others say 4 years. It is not a matter of counting years. It's a matter of doing now everything which is possible and available to provide and to improve our capability for deterrence and defense. This is the only task we have to do.
Jan Dörner, Funke Mediengruppe. Minister Pistorius, according to media reports on the weekend, you requested 3.8 billion additional financing for military aid for Ukraine. Can you confirm this number, and what message would Germany send if the government wouldn't be able to find that amount of money? Thank you.
In the first place, it is my responsibility to underline what is going to happen with the money we provided for Ukraine. And we made contracts in a value of a little bit more than 7 billion euros this year already to support Ukraine as much as possible. The money is bound now. So if we want to do more, we need more money to be able to support Ukraine. This is what I underlined, but not officially, of course, and therefore I won't officially confirm the sum. And I don't like really to answer hypothetical questions, because I think Germany we'll do whatever is possible.
Hello, my name is Ivo Butkevich. I work for TV3 News here in Latvia. My question is to Mr. Pistorius. Seeing the difficult situation on the front lines in Ukraine right now, do you believe there is room for enhancement in the way Germany do you believe there is room for enhancement in the way Germany supports Ukraine right now in terms of military equipment and maybe a shift in position regarding the Taurus missiles?
Well, when it comes to Taurus missiles, everything has been said in the past. There's nothing for me to add at the moment. And the other point is, I mean, Germany is a second largest, second most relevant supporter of Ukraine after the United States of America. So we are doing as much as possible, and I think we will even do more if it is necessary. But still, there are many, many other countries in the world and in Europe who could do more than they have done up to now. It is not up to us to do much more than others, even more. What we do is supporting Ukraine as much as we can and as long as it takes. This is our line, this is our position, and there's nothing to add.
If I see no raised hands, okay, one last question.
Sorry, one follow-up question, if I may, Mr. Pistorius. Why do you think there are still countries hesitating in Europe, and how to convince them to do more? Thank you.
I have no idea. I have no idea why there is anybody hesitating.